You ever feel like you've got the big rules of English down, but it's the small stuff that always seems to trip you up? Well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to tackle some of those super common mistakes and fix them together. So let's get right into it.
I mean, let's be real. Sometimes English grammar feels like a giant puzzle, but you're missing a few key pieces, right? You write something, it looks okay, but you've got that feeling that something's just a little off. And it's so frustrating, especially when someone corrects you on a rule you didn't even know existed. But here's the good news. You are in very good company. These are hurdles that literally every single person learning English has to jump over. And you know, the first step to getting past them is just learning how to spot them in the first place. So that's what we're going to do, break them down one by one. All right, first things first, we have to talk about the foundations of a good sentence. I want you to think of these as the concrete foundation of a house. If you get these blocks right, everything else you build on top is going to be solid, strong, and stand tall. First up is something called subject-verb agreement. Now, I know it sounds super technical, right? But I promise the idea is really, really simple. All it means is that the subject, the person or thing doing the action, has to match the verb, which is the action word. They have to agree. Take a look at this. It's amazing how one little letter can change everything. She is just one person, right? It's a singular subject, so the verb needs that little s at the end to match. We don't say she go, we say she goes. It's a tiny, tiny detail that makes a world of difference in sounding natural. Okay, next up is verb tense. This one is all about being a time traveler with your words. Is the thing you're talking about happening right now? Did it happen yesterday? Or is it going to happen tomorrow? Your verb is what tells your listener what time you're in. And here's a perfect example. See that word, yesterday? That's like a big signpost that says, hey, we are in the past. So our verb eat has to change to its past tense form, which is ate. I ate breakfast yesterday. Boom, simple, clear, and correct. Articles. Those three little words, a, an, and the. They can be a real headache, but the basic rule is pretty straightforward. You use a or an when you're talking about something general, like I need a phone, meaning any old phone will do. But you use the when you're talking about a specific one, like hand me the phone on the table. See, if you just say, I saw a cat, to a native speaker, it just sounds unfinished. Their brain immediately asks, which cat? The cat? But by adding a, I saw a cat, you make it clear you saw some random, non-specific cat. It just completes the thought. Okay, so our sentence foundations are feeling pretty solid. Now let's move on to the next level. This is all about choosing just the right words to add that extra layer of polish to make you sound even clearer and more natural. Let's talk about prepositions. Now don't let their size fool you. Words like at, in, and on might be tiny, but man, they do a ton of heavy lifting. If you use the wrong one, you can accidentally change the entire meaning of what you're trying to say. Oh, this is such a classic one. And honestly, I totally get why people make this mistake. It feels logical to be good in a subject, right? But for some reason, in English, we're always good at a skill. So you're good at English, good at soccer, good at painting. At is the word you want for skills. All right, next up, the double negative. This is a bit of a weird rule in English. It's when you use two no words, like don't and no, in the same sentence. And just like in math, two negatives, well, they cancel each other out and make a positive. It can get really confusing and flip your meaning upside down. So get this. If you say, I don't need no help, what you're technically saying is that you do need help. Crazy, right? To make sure everyone knows what you mean, just use one negative word. I don't need any help. It's cleaner, it's direct, and it's what you actually want to say. You know, English loves to play tricks on us, and one of its favorite tricks is having words that sound exactly the same but are spelled differently and mean totally different things. They're called homophones, and they trip people up all the time. Just look at this one. There is all about a place, like over there. But if you're talking about a group of people, you need there, which is just a short and sweet version of they are. That one little apostrophe changes everything.
And this table right here, this is your new best friend. Seriously. There shows that something belongs to them. There points to a location. And there is just a quick way to say they are. You might want to pause here or even take a screenshot. This one's a total game changer.
Okay, we've covered the foundations. We've talked about choosing the right words. Now, before we get to your action plan, there's just one last crucial mistake we need to talk about, because this one can really undermine all your other hard work. And that final mistake is the incomplete sentence. Here's the deal.
For any sentence in English to feel whole, it absolutely needs two parts: a subject, the who or the what, and a verb, the action. If you're missing one of those, it's not really a sentence. It's just a piece of what.
For example, if you just say, went to market, well, my immediate question is, who? Who went to the market? It's like a story without a main character. By just adding that one little word, I, you've suddenly created a complete, clear picture. I went to the market. So you're probably wondering, okay, great, but how do I make all of this stuff actually stick? Here is your 4-step game plan. Number 1, read. Number 2, listen. Just surround yourself with the language. It's less about studying and more about just letting the natural rhythm sink in. 3, write. You gotta actually use these rules. And 4, review them every once in a while. The real secret weapon here is consistency.
And look, following this plan isn't about being perfect. That's not the goal. It's about building your confidence. Learning a language is a journey. It's not some big, scary test. Every single mistake you catch and fix is a genuine step forward. And that is how you start to speak with real, true confidence.
Please never forget this. Every single person on this planet who is fluent in a second language has made thousands and thousands of mistakes to get there. They're not failures, they're not setbacks, they are stepping stones. They're proof that you're trying and learning, so embrace them. So, I'm gonna leave you with a little challenge. Don't try to fix everything at once. That's a recipe for feeling overwhelmed. Instead, just pick one thing. One single thing we talked about today. Maybe it's subject-verb agreement. Maybe it's watching out for double negatives. Just pick one and make that your focus for today.